talking about a new Hoya species. It's about the thrill of the collection.
Exactly.
Maybe?
And having it and touching it and that sense of ownership.
You're going like, oh, when can I get my hands on it?
Yeah. I really hope the Loch Ness Monster is real.
Yeah.
And I hope that we never find her, because if we do, we'll put her in a cage.
I'm going to try and pronounce this.
Love. I would call it the doing. So you could be like, how you doing?
The Helpful Gardeners, the podcast that digs into the buzziest plant trends and news you need to know, regardless of your growing zone. Colin is a skilled horticulturist with decades of growing experience across Canada. Brandi is the greenest of green thumbs with a love of asking questions. Welcome to our Garden Nook.
So, okay, I thought I was new to the party, but apparently I am severely late to the party.
You're so late, it's new again.
My cousin was just like, I knew about that 10 years ago. She's 20. So she's just like,
what?
You're so uncool. They're cotton candy grapes. I took one bite, and I kid you not, it was as if, like, if you had blindfolded me, I would have sworn I was tasting cotton candy.
Cotton candy, and you say grocery store. Are you talking like a specialty store? Are you talking like Superstore, Safeway?
No, the one where the parking lots are really big. I know. And so it was a big package of these cotton candy grapes, and they're big too. And they just taste like pure sugar. I don't know what they did to these things, because obviously I don't think you can take the genetics out of cotton candy and then put them into a grape.
Genetically splicing cotton.
But they did. And it's incredible. So I thought I was new to the party, was seriously late.
Hey, you brought me to the party, so I think you're hip.
There you go. This wasn't the only discovery this week. You sent us an article talking about a new Hoya species. I did not realize how diverse this plant is. Like we started carrying Hoya, here in the greenhouse, and, there's a few different varieties. And then all of a sudden there was like a whole Hoya table.
Well, remember the requests we would get on in our DMs? Do you have this Hoya? Do you have this Hoya? Do you have this Hoya?
Yeah.
And it went through like a swell where everybody was about the Hoya.
Uh-huh.
You kind of take it for granted that you're like, oh, well, that must be all the Hoyas. And then you look a little deeper and you're like, oh my God, we haven't even like made a dent in it. We haven't made a dent in the surface. And then
you got to catch them all. This is Pokemon. This is what I find very interesting
Brandi
about
running around the Indian jungles throwing balls at plants.
But it's cool, right? Like, you think about houseplants in general, and it almost seems like you have a bingo card or like a little, checklist book. Yeah. And it's sort of like you are trying to get all of them. And especially when you go into the rare species, like, some of the Monstera that you can get, or some of the philodendrons that you can get that are more on the rare side. I can't tell you how many times people have DM'd asking for specific varieties. Going into the Hoya, now I don't know how, these are going to be in the market. I think they just discovered this one in India.
Yep.
I'm going to try and pronounce this. I'm asking Google for help. 1 second. Arunachal Pradesh.
Okay.
Pradesh is the region. This Hoya species is called dawodiensis.
I
think.
Okay. Dionysus. Daenerys. Hoya Daenerys, mother of dragons, breaker of
mother of wax plants.
Yeah.
So this was discovered in the Changlang district. It's one of the least explored, but one of the biologically richest regions of the state. And it's accessible only by air or multi-day treks.
Oh, damn.
So, like, they had to go deep for this one.
You know what's funny is I'm so glad. You think about the size of India to the size of Canada, and you think about the population of India to the population of Canada. Yeah. You don't think that there's unexplored regions.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like there's what, like 1.3 billion people living in India?
Yeah. Like you'd think that would be more common in, say, Canada, but not in India.
Yeah. Like the rainforests of Brazil. Mm-hmm. There's kind of places in your mind where you go, oh, I can see that. But India, you kind of like, well, between, how long people have lived there and then massive population, they found it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of been everywhere.
Yeah.
And then even now in 2025, look at this.
And all the Hoya collectors are going like, oh, when can I get my hands on it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, I don't know. Like they discovered this Hoya along with 2 other varieties of Hoya, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce their names. It's sort of like, well, what do you do from here?
Yeah. You know, if I found a new species of Hoya, you know how like you can name it? I would call it the doing. So you could be like, how you doing? They can have that one for free.
I love that, actually. Yeah. I don't know really what they're going to do with this. Would you cultivate it? Would you leave it be? Make copies of it?
I think you kind of have to now. I think you kind of have to cultivate it and start spreading it because the cat is out of the bag.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, growing up in Newcastle, very close to Scotland, and they were talking about the Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
They were talking about Nessie. I don't know, it must have been 8 or 9. And there was a TV show and the host was a guy named David Bellamy. And he was a botanist and he had a great baritone voice, big beard. And I remember him and they were talking about the Loch Ness Monster. Mm-hmm. And they asked him what he thought. And he said, I really hope the Loch Ness Monster is real.
Yeah.
And I hope that we never find her because if we do, we'll put her in a cage. I think that was like kind of one of those foundational moments in my young life.
Yeah. Accessible by only like the 1%.
Yeah.
You know, like that kind of thing. Like
if we don't start cultivating it, if we don't protect it, people are going to go and start digging them up or cutting them themselves. And
gosh, that could end it.
Yeah. So back in the day when I was a kid, you could drive to Stonehenge, get out and touch the rocks. Now you can't. There's literally a perimeter. I've been to Stonehenge a few years ago. And the reason for that is people were showing up with hammers and chisels to take a chunk of Stonehenge home.
No, you're kidding.
I'm not. I wish I was. Instead of looking at that and being like, oh my God, that's incredible. I will take the memory, the photograph, the T-shirt.
Yeah.
No, they had to have a chunk. Why? I guarantee most of those chunks have been lost, thrown away, tossed in a garden, whatever. You know, the flip side of that, I do also understand the appeal of it. I want that experience. I want part of that.
Yeah.
But you have to look big picture. Mm-hmm. I feel like now they've announced it. The cat is out of the bag. We know that there's some a Monstera just sold in New York. A 4-inch Monstera just sold it. I think it was in New York for $38,000 US.
So there's money in it.
Exactly. There's a market.
Yeah.
A rare, brand new Hoya. We know there are avid Hoya collectors out there. I'd rather we do it responsibly than run the risk of creating damage to an area like this. Yeah,
I completely agree. It makes me wonder how many plants have been discovered but haven't announced. Sure, if they cultivate that one, but what if then they start thinking, well, this is now a mining area and there must be other types of plants. And so now we're going to build infrastructure that will be, mining infrastructure to get more of these plants or to see what else can, live out there. So I almost wonder if you've destroyed the ecosystem in a way.
We want the plant because we love the plant so much, but we're prepared to destroy the area that the plant grew in order to get the plant. Like, it wasn't destroyed out of spite. It wasn't destroyed because there was a problem. We didn't even know about it, and now we never will.
Yeah.
The hubris, the arrogance of mankind. And I want new plants. I think that's fascinating. I think it's really, really, really cool. We have to figure out a way to get it out now. I
wonder if it would almost be more rewarding to find a way to enjoy them together so that you could have it. Maybe that's the point of conservatories, because then you can go and visit them and many people can enjoy them in one space as opposed to having it split up in 50 spaces. Right. But I just feel like the consumerism of it will never get us to that point. Right. Nope. I mean, it's been since at one point we were talking about early days of houseplants and people renting plants from when they're entertaining guests and things. But now it's blown up so much that people are now, they have entire Hoya collections and YouTube channels about Hoya. And,
there's people who keep their houseplants in grow tents.
Yeah. Some people are like, this is my retirement plan. Yeah. I'm going to sell this plant when it's so and so big and I can make cuttings off of it. Or
it's like I remember putting on a VR headset.
Yeah.
I was looking at various things and I believe it was National Geographic. They took a camera and they put a camera out in the African savannah. I don't know where. I have no idea, but out in the African savannah. And then they left.
Oh.
But they put it where they knew a pride of lions associated. Mm-hmm. So you put on the VR headset and it was a 360 camera and you would look around and you are in the middle of a pride of lions. You are watching them interact in real time. And a little cub came over and started sniffing the camera. So you were this close. You weren't, but you were this close to a lion, a baby, a lion cub. And you're like, I want to scritch him.
Yeah.
Right? I'm looking at this and I'm seeing these animals in their environment, in their prime, and they look amazing. And you're looking at the big male with his big shaggy mane and the lionesses looking around and lying down. With this experience and how crystal clear it is and what I'm getting to experience, why the hell do we still have zoos?
Yeah, good point.
And people are like, well, you get to see it in person. Yeah, but you can't touch it.
Yeah.
I got to see it closer and in more detail. Imagine being the first dude from like England to go to Africa and come back and tell somebody about a giraffe. They'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah.
But you bring a giraffe back, people were like, what is this? Like,
oh, man. You know what I just thought about? What if they put that same experience, like VR of this, you know, where this plant was discovered, and then you could just view it.
Yep.
Maybe they find some way to monetize it because, you know, their effort has to go rewarded in some way. Then you can see it in its own habitat. I wonder if that beats the allure of having it in your house. I wonder if we elevate it.
For some, I think it will. For others,
still, not there yet.
There's something about and I get it.
Because it's not about viewing it. It's about the thrill of the collection.
Exactly.
Maybe?
And having it and touching it and that sense of ownership. And I get that. We all have it. It's kind of, I believe, a universal trait.
Sure.
You know, I think we've all met somebody in our life who they love collecting frogs or Pokemon or what? Pokemon, is it plural? I don't. I'm not hip with that. Man, I don't know cotton candy grapes. I don't know Pokemon.
I completely understand though where you're coming from. It's like we all have our thing, right? And you know, we spent a lot of time in this episode poo-pooing collecting plants, right? And I don't want to say that because I mean we have a whole houseplant department that I enjoy walking through, right?
But we can do it responsibly.
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't have to be in every house, in every garden center in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, be like, we can start propagating this. We can start doing it. It'll be widely available in 10 to 15 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, and yeah, you know what? When it first hits the market, you'll probably get a 4-inch plant for, $700. Mm-hmm. Fast forward 5 years when people have done cuttings and given them to friends and people have this and people have that.
So it'll be a cycle is what you're saying. So like it might become old news.
Yeah, because there is something to be said. Imagine they found that plant, okay, and then nobody has seen it, nobody has touched it. For whatever reason, maybe there's only 10 left in the wild through no fault of us. We haven't bulldozed, we haven't done anything. With all of our knowledge and our desire to own and cultivate
and learn,
maybe we can bring a species back.
That's actually a very valid point.
If we've taken species out, mankind also, we have a fantastic spectrum and capacity for dumb, bad things and beautiful, great things.
Yes.
I'd like to think we learn from our mistakes as people.
So like, would you say that cotton candy grapes was a good thing or a bad thing? Would you say it's a dumb thing or a beautiful thing?
A beautiful thing. I'm all in. I'm invested.
This podcast is brought to you by Golden Acre Home and Garden. Find seasonal inspiration for your home and garden in Calgary, Alberta year-round. Visit goldenacre.ca. The comments and opinions expressed by the Helpful Gardeners on this show are our own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Golden Acre Home and Garden. For more information on everything we covered today and to leave us a voice note, visit goldenacre.ca/podcast. The Helpful Gardeners are on Instagram @TheHelpfulGardenersPod. Keep on growing, gardeners!